Welcome back to your 18th episode of Pride Time News.
We're your hosts, Morgan Rousseau
and Madison Horton.
It's nice to see you all again. Jamie Pride has looked into the future for next week's weather.
Time for this week's upcoming events by Lindsay Worsnack. Here are wrestling results by Ben Crawford and Michael Graff.
Is there really a vomit-inducing stomach bug? Oliver Dunyan, Kayla Wong, Alexis Epp, and Seth Brewery have researched this topic for you.
The Winter Olympics started on February 9th. The Winter Olympics is something many people look forward to and participating in. Unfortunately, the experience of the Winter Olympics this year have not been so great for some people. There are many people suffering from vomiting, diarrhea, and a fever. That has all come from one virus, norovirus, which has spread through the 2018 Winter Olympics.
The virus has taken down 194 people. This includes security guards, police officers, and food handlers. It has not been reported to have affected many athletes participating in the Olympics. The norovirus symptoms consist of diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, fever, nausea, and body aches. Out of the 194 people affected, 147 people have been released from quarantine in full health. But even if you're seen as recovered according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control, you can still spread the virus and it can stay in your system for about 2 weeks. The virus spreads from feces from humans and animals and from eating and drinking contaminated substances, and also hands that have been infected. The virus mainly thrives through cold and hot temperatures. Hand sanitizer, which is used as a disinfectant, is no match for the virus. Experts say to clean contaminated objects with bleach.
Should people come to school sick? Autumn Bono, Savannah Hunsucker, Caleb Coons, and J.C. Yeager have your information.
There's been a lot of sickness going around recently. According to CDC, there have been 63 children that have died from influenza as of February 3rd this season. The symptoms of the flu are coughing, sore throat, fatigue, muscle ache, fever, and nausea. We encourage people to get their flu shot due to only 40% of people under the age of 18, not including 2 months and younger, that get their flu shot. We encourage parents to keep a close eye on their children and seek medical attention if symptoms become severe. This would include, as we said before, a very high fever or intense muscle ache and nausea. Students have still been coming to school sick, causing bacteria to spread and infect other students. Do you think people should come to school sick? Why or why not?
Do you think people should come to school sick? Why or why not?
I don't think they should, because if you could get other people sick, and that's just more missing school for more people.
Do you think people should come to school sick? Why or why not?
I do not think people, they should stay home if they are sick because they could spread it around. Or if they have the mask on, then they should be fine. But if they have, the flu, then they should stay home.
Do you think people should come to school if they're sick? Why or why not? Yes. Yes, because people should come to school if they're sick. Why or why not?
I don't think people should come to school when they're sick because it could be contagious and they could get other people sick.
Do you think people should come to school sick? Why or why not?
Yes, because they need to get their schoolwork done.
How do you deal with peer pressure, and how often does it happen? Neva Dorado, Kenyon Forrest, and Riley Holst and Jamie Murray will be telling you all about it.
According to Webster's Dictionary, peer pressure is a feeling that you must do the same thing as other people of your age and social group in order to be liked or respected by them. Over 800 students are pressured into using drugs every day. In U.S., 75% of kids try alcohol because of peer pressure. 1/3 of teenage boys feel pressured into having sex. 23% of teenage girls feel pressured into having sex. There is a rise in teenage pregnancies because of peer pressure.
Ways to deal with peer pressure. Ask questions of why they do it, say no and mean it. If they still pressure you, back up your no with a positive statement. Leave the scene, look for support, find new friends, use excuses, or just stand up for yourself and your beliefs.
What do you get peer pressured about?
Sending pictures of myself, drinking, and like sneaking out and stuff like that.
Aaron, what about you?
Drugs and alcohol use, and again, as Jaden said, sending pictures of myself to people.
Jaden, so like, how often do you feel like this happens?
A lot, because just like on the weekends especially, people will just be like, hey, let's go do this, and or like a lot during the summer, just like trying to take advantage of times.
Aaron?
I think it happens quite often and more than it should. Just whenever someone has free time, they're always like, let's go drink or something like that, and it's very inappropriate for kids our age to do.
Jaden, how do you deal with it, with the peer pressure?
Well, I mostly say no. I always say no, and it's just kind of like it's overwhelming, but I just say no and like ignore that person.
Aaron, how do you deal with it?
I've come up with a plan with my parents actually, so if I'm being peer pressured into something I don't want, I send my mom a certain message, like an exit for an example, and she'll call me telling me to get myself home and that I have to clean my room or something as an excuse to get out of being peer pressured. It's cool.
Alright, thanks guys.
What's going on with the Tesla? Kevin Maldonado, Bryce Fernandez, and Max Mason have your information.
The space race was a competition between the United States and the Soviet Union during the 1950s and 60s, where the two superpowers were locked in a struggle to prove which country had the better technology, and therefore stronger. The space race effectively ended in 1969, when the United States sent 3 astronauts to the moon, destroying any feeling of Soviet space superiority. After nearly 50 years of space dormancy, Elon Musk is ready to reignite a new interest in space. The Falcon Heavy rocket was recently launched by the company SpaceX, and it is the most powerful rocket in the world that is still in use today. The Falcon Heavy was based off the previous SpaceX rocket, which was the Falcon 9. The Falcon 9 cost 2/3 of a Falcon Heavy, but the Falcon Heavy is 2 to 3 times as powerful, making it more cost efficient. Falcon Heavy was launched on February 6 and reached orbit, carrying a red Tesla Roadster and a mannequin inside the car, which has been nicknamed Starman. The Falcon 9 rocket made history nearly 2 years ago when it landed upright on a platform in the ocean, making it the first reusable rocket. This is very important as SpaceX will be able to save millions of dollars if they can reuse rockets. Falcon Heavy is currently heading towards the asteroid belt, while the Tesla and Starman are floating around in the empty vacuum of space.
What does most internet slang mean? Joanne Gonzalez, Ellie Green, and Morgan Rousseau will tell you what they researched.
Hi, I'm Ellie Green, and I'm here with
Mrs. Martin,
Mrs. Losher. And today we're going to be quizzing them on internet slang. Your first word is meme. What do you think that is? The camera.
I said, a funny photo with words.
She said, picture that moves, which is a mini movie. So, your last word is, let's say I'm iced out. What does that mean?
I said it's cold. I said, nobody loves you, you are shut out.
Both of those are incorrect. It means that that you have like diamonds. Like if I have like ice on my wrist, it means I have like a diamond watch.
I really thought that was like over. Like I thought that was out.
I'm iced out.